Hello and welcome to CK2. I'm Count Christo, joined by friend Chu. Say hello, Chu.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And we're going to do a tutorial series for CK2 because Chu here has literally never played the game. He's booted it up once before we started playing, just to make sure it works. And we're playing. We're not going to play in Tutorial Island, which for you, Chu, and others watching that don't know is Ireland. People often play in Ireland for tutorials. But we thought we wanted a bit more exciting than that, so we're going down here in Iberia. And the Reconquista against the Muslims is our goal. I think the objective of the series, is A, teach you how to play. B, I think we need to control. Now let's teach you your first map mode. You should have started, I think, on the Realms map mode, which is just like the political map mode. If you look down in the normal place for map modes in Paradox titles, at the far right of the top row, there's one that's called De jure Empires. If you click that button. You should now be seeing Hispania. I think when we control all of Hispania, that's when we turn in on each other, fight to the death, and then start a new series, I think.
Okay.
I think that sounds like it would be fun. So we're gonna spend the first couple of episodes. There's gonna be lots of going through how the interface works, and then we'll really get stuck into murdering each other's wives and genociding against the Muslims to our south and all that good CK2 stuff.
Is there a way to reassign the map modes, by the way?
Yes. Move them around? No, sorry. That is a relatively new EU4 invention, so there's no way to do it. The shortcut keys for the common ones are W is realm.
Yeah.
E is diplomatic, which we'll explain later. R is religion. And the other ones are pretty circumstantial. You will use them, but you can just click them because you don't use them that often. Players in multiplayer is in the bottom right in case you want to check where I am.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so as with any Paradox game, we've got a whole bunch of alerts, and typically we want all of them to go away. So let's start on the right-hand side and go backwards, actually.
That's the big stained glass stuff at the top?
Yes. This all looks different depending on what you're playing. So since we're Catholics, we've got the nice stained glass stuff. Let me just go offline on Steam. I've forgotten to do that. Hang on. There we go. Perfect. So the first one you can see, should be able to see, is probably special minor titles grantable, if I had to guess.
I have 2 weak claims that can be pressed.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know, which side are we going on? Oh no, I see special minor titles. That's on the other side.
We'll have different ones. So let's start with the special minor titles.
Yeah, sure.
So you have if you click on your character in the top left, you should now be seeing Quel Alfonso of Lyon, and you have a whole bunch of tabs beneath you, right? You've got family, relations, vassals, court, pacts, and abroad. Yep. So what the special minor titles are is things you can grant to members of your court and your vassals, which improve their opinion of you. That's that hopefully green number under the opinion. If you click on vassals, those are the ones that really matter. Can you see that?
Let's see. Okay, yeah. 22 at 58.
Yeah. So the more they like you, the more troops they'll give you. If they like you more than the Pope, if they're church vassals, then they'll pay you taxes rather than paying the Pope taxes. If they really like you, they're less likely to faction against you or murder you. Things like that. So
the murder one. I heard that one. That one makes sense.
One's useful. So if I were to right-click on you right now and try and kill you, I'm going to struggle to kill you because your vassals quite like you. So
you have to have like a weak realm to be susceptible to murder, or at least highly susceptible.
Not weak, just disliking their ruler. And
that's what I kind of mean. Like ununified.
Right. Exactly. Yes. So if you hover over one of their opinions, you can see all the different reasons they have that opinion for you. And one of the things you can do to improve that is grant them a minor title. And so if you click on the cup, the minor titles things, that'll take you to the minor titles page. And now there are various titles you can give. So you've got the Keeper of the Swans, the Designated Regent, the Cupbearer, Seneschal, things like that. If you hover over each of them, it'll tell you what it'll do. The only one you don't really want to give out most of the time is Court Jester, which makes someone dislike you. So the first and most important one is the Designated Regent. Let's say you become incapable, or if you were to be a child, or if you were to be really wounded, or let's say you're on a pilgrimage. This is the person that's going to rule in your stead. They get a certain amount of control. It's not very like Regency councils. What happens in this game is you can't do most things if the regent doesn't approve.
So it's like a real Regency council.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So pick from amongst your powerful vassals, probably. So there's all right, here's your first decision. You could pick a powerful vassal. That'll make them like you more. But if they get elected, they might work to furthering their own interests, and we don't want them to become too powerful within your realm, right? Or you could pick a unlanded person. Sorry, you can tell if someone's landed because you see the portrait, they have a ring around them, right? The ring is that kind of silvery color. If they're a count level, that means they own the highest title they own is worth kind of 1 province in the game.
Okay.
If they have a slightly more fancy one, that means duke. If they have a brown one, that means they're a baron level, which is the sub-holdings. Let's just quickly look at a vassal of yours. Okay, so if you click on Leon, the province.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Yep.
Is there a way to just clear out all menus at once? Or
just click off them. So if you click on the map, they vanish.
Well, that doesn't help if I click another province. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you click the C, or escape also works, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if you find Leon,
I'm on
which
Leon.
has got your little icon on it, that's your capital. That's why your icon is there. And then you can see you've got your castle there. You own that. And you've got all these little places below. So you've got the city, a bishopric, and a castle beneath you. Can you see those? Right. So if you click on the shield for the city, it'll bring up an interface for that city.
Yes.
And now if you click on that little person in the bottom left of that interface, this is your little...
Wait, maybe I went to the wrong place. I think I might have clicked the wrong.
You click the shield.
City of Villabrano, Kingdom of Leon shield. Oh, no, wait. There's 2 shields. Am I clicking the other shield?
Yes, the shield on the left. The city on the right shows which kingdom they're in. What kind of realm they're in. Doesn't need to be a kingdom. Yeah, so if you click the one on the left, and then you click on the person in the bottom left, Mayor Frulia, or however you say that. Here's all the stuff about him. And he's one of your vassals, right? And because he's in one of those lower slots, right, that makes him a baron tier mayor. He's a mayor because he's ruling a city. Bishops rule churches, and barons rule castles. Makes sense?
so do the little cloth stripies, those matter too? Is that like sub tiers?
Oh, they're basically just flavor. They do look different on different people. So if you look at a baron, oh no, that's you. Sorry. So you have slightly more fancy stripes than some other people.
Yeah,
I think.
No, I was just curious if it was like a sub tier or something like that.
Nope. Doesn't matter at all. Just the edges.
So what's the color ranking then? It's gold, obviously, because I'm at the top.
Gold is king. Purple is empire. What is duke? Let me find a duke. Here we go. So there's a duke to our south. If you zoom out a little bit,
yes,
you see did. I'm sure I'm butchering it. If you right click on that, same as ever, right click takes you to the diplomacy.
Oh,
you can see Emir Yahad of the
This guy's got like sapphires or something in there.
Yeah, that's a duke.
Okay.
And the easier way to tell is if you right click on me over here in Castile, you can see that above my picture, which is my lovely flag with the castle on it, there's a crown, right? That is a king crown. Now go and look at again. That's a duke crown.
Okay, so the crowns look different.
Yeah, and if you look at a baron, so for example, Valolid, just to your southeast of Lyon.
I think yes.
Okay, that's a count crown.
Okay.
And if you went over to the far east and you look at the Byzantines, who are doing rather better than they do at the beginning of EU4.
Yeah, a little bit.
If you right click on them, that's what a emperor looks like.
Okay. So I got to memorize those crowns.
The important thing about those tiers is that you can have vassals, as in other people who are below you in your realm, only of those who are of lower tier than you. So a king can never have a king as a vassal. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's assign some of these minor titles. So give your region to someone. Give your
region
to and do it. You click in the no character.
I'm gonna walk you through my logic. So I see this little blood drop, which means that it's I guess someone of my blood. It says sister. I'm assuming that means that they're
of Zamora. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to know about her. She's evil, and you should want her dead as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
So the way that you can tell that she's a threat. Okay, so find her character, and the easy way to do that would be to go to you, relations, and then you should find family, and you'll see her under siblings. You'll also notice that I'm there. We're brothers.
Look at you.
Yeah, you can also see that you have 2 sisters.
Uh-huh.
So let's check out the older one. She's 33. She's got a little title there in Zamora. But more importantly,
Yes.
can you see the claims tab?
Claims. Yes, I see a
She
few
has a claim on
shields.
Castile, Galicia, and Leon. Weak claims.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
she has this right. It's like a claim in EU4. She's able to say, that's mine. Which means if you're in a bad position, she can say, well, all right, I'm going to war with you, and I want that kingdom.
Okay.
So she's a threat, and she'll faction against you, which is something we will look into in a moment.
Okay.
So probably don't give her your regency title, because she would almost certainly murder you.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I went through my reasoning with you, because that would have been terrible. I just saw the negative 20 title claimant on there, and I was like, well, if I give her a title, she'll be super happy.
Yeah, but she wants the top title. So if you just give them out to whoever you like, that's preferably people who are the most powerful, and it does sort this in terms of who's the most powerful, starting with the highest rank at the top. All of those all those categories at the top. So you've got opinion, rank, name, dynasty, culture, realm, age, all the stats, religion, and then ambition. You can sort by any of those. So let's say I really want a good. So for example, for court physician, that's actually a title you tend to deal with differently. But if you were directly appointing a court physician, you want them to have high learning. Let's look at the stats, actually.
Okay.
So if you go over to you, let's have a go at you, King Alfonso VI of Leon. You have 10 diplomacy, 7 martial, 5 stewardship, 21 intrigue, and 10 learning. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so diplomacy. I don't know the total exact stats of how these work, for how each of these affect things, but basically, higher diplomacy, people like you more. Higher martial, you get more troops out of your land. Higher stewardship, you make more money, and you can hold more land directly. Higher intrigue, easier to murder people, and harder to murder you. Higher learning, tech goes up faster. We'll look at tech later. We'll look at tech probably in a later episode.
Sure.
So these are all your stats. Now, if you check me out, I've got way less good intrigue than you, but my martial's significantly higher. So I can get loads of troops out of my direct province, like this. Then I could march them menacingly over towards your land, but I'm not going to do that. So there is one way you can affect these stats very easily, and that's a focus. This is from a DLC that we have active because I have it. If you look above your diplomacy, there's a picture of a person, little silhouette of a person with 3 arrows coming out of the head.
Sorry, I was looking at your character. What was that?
On your character, above diplomacy, there's a button which is for the focuses. It's with a bunch of arrows coming out of it. If you click that, you should see a wheel of circles. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Now you can pick a focus. You can focus on war, carousing, family, theology, scholarship, business, rulership, intrigue, or seduction, or hunting. So they each have advantages. The most instant one is they each give you that. If you click around on, there is a confirmation dialogue, so you can safely just click around on them. It will show you what they give you. So let's say you wanted to focus really heavily on intrigue. You can choose
I can
intrigue.
get 10 sex appeal.
Yes, you can. Seduction is one which lets you try and seduce people. We are running with a setting which means the AI will never pick seduction, because if the AI picks seduction, they will still accept seduction requests sometimes, but if the AI picks seduction, they go crazy, and your wife will cheat on you about 20 times with different people. But yeah, so the AI is never going to pick that, but you can pick it, and it does make you more fertile.
I'm assuming, like with most things in life, you want to specialize.
It does help, but it does also help to spread it around a bit, because not just with seduction, but because as you focus on something for a while, you become more proficient in it. So let's say you focused on war for a while, and you became quite good at a good warrior. Then you might want to focus on theology and become a good scholar, and then focus on business and become a good trader, and so on. So you could be good at all of them. So it does help to specialize for a time, but then it does also help to bounce around. The hunting focus is really good, because you can get a hunting dog, which improves your health. Now, health is a hidden value that you can't normally see.
Oh, okay.
But you have 5. Okay, you start on with 5. Illnesses will reduce your health by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. And it's not an if it goes negative, it dies. It's just the lower your health, the lower the mean time to happen of your death. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay. So it's like a dice roll kind of thing?
Yes. So hunting, family, theology, all increase your health by 1.
Okay.
So they can be good to take when you're old. Hunting also has a random chance to give you a hunting dog, which improves your health by 1, which is useful. Personally, I'm going to go with carousing, because that gives you +3 diplomacy. So why don't you do that as well, and I'll walk you through how you can use carousing to your advantage, and we'll do other ones in later starts. So
yeah, I was going to ask you if my stewardship is too low, but
I think your stewardship's okay for now.
Okay. Yeah. Then I got
so if you pick carousing, yeah, that will improve your diplomacy. It might take a day to take, I can't remember. Now you can do something called invite to carousing. So, brother, I can't invite you to carousing. You're in a different realm. That's a shame. I can't invite you to come drinking with me. So here's how you interact with people. Carousing is a good way to learn this. If you go to yourself and you go to the vassals tab, that's the one you want to have open at most of the time, by the way. That's the most important one of these. Now we're going to invite our vassals to come drinking with us. They like you quite a bit, so they'll probably say yes. The way you interact with someone is you right-click on their portrait, and you can see a whole host of options, right?
Yeah, I see the imprison. I'm just going to imprison everybody.
That would be a terrible decision. We'll talk about that why later. So, invite everyone to carousing, and the quick way to do that with the Rumba's beautiful shortcuts is you right-click on them, you click invite to carousing, you press C, and that confirms, just like E4. So if you invite every vassal to carousing, some will say yes, some will say no, and they will all come, and hopefully most will come, and you'll drink, and you'll become better friends with them, and they'll like you more, which is useful.
You just invite everybody?
I would. Maybe not your sister. Let her know that you don't like her.
Yeah, no, she's not coming.
Good. Now, the next thing to do, once you've done that, when you're getting set up, is choose an ambition. Ambitions typically don't gain you anything, but they sometimes do. And when you choose one, you basically set a goal, and when you achieve it, it does something for you, right? So I would suggest grooming an heir. Can you see? Sorry, the ambition button is directly above the stats.
Yeah, I found it when you were talking about the
great
focus.
I would suggest groom an heir, which is the one with a little crown.
Yeah,
as you can see, for me that says King Sancho wants to have a male child and see him reach a dog. If my succession order is absolute cognatic, raising either a male or female child will fulfill it. While it's active, fertility is increased by 20%. Fertility is another hidden modifier that starts at 100%, so just normal amount of having children. And so if you pick this, it makes you 20% more likely to have kids. Make sense?
Sure.
Actually, I think fertility starts at 50%. So increasing it by 20% actually increases it by 40%.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Bit odd, but yeah. So
yeah, I get that. Okay.
But now, so you're sitting there, desperate to have a kid, all ready to go, but you're missing something rather useful in terms of
that whole wife thing.
The whole.
Can I just have bastards everywhere? I want a Robert Baratheon in this thing. Oh.
But unless you legitimize them, which they'll have a trait which makes them less good as rulers. So we need to pick wives now. And let's see. So to pick a wife, there are 2 ways you can go about doing this. The easy way and the slightly more tactical way. Let's do the easy way just for now, and we'll look into the tactical way next time you need to get married, which might be sooner than you'd think, because when your wife starts getting old, she's having less kids, it's time to bump her off.
Yep, makes sense.
There's 2 little rings underneath the wife on your character. This is arranged marriage.
Okay.
Click that button, and welcome to the list of all the eligible ladies of the realm.
There's some questionable of age ladies in here.
Those will be betrothals. So
yeah, that's a whole 4 years old.
Yes. You can't marry anyone under the age of 16, but you can betroth a 60-year-old to a 1-year-old. Okay. The AI usually won't accept that, though.
Yeah.
So the fact they're in this list means that the AI will say yes.
Okay.
To this betrothal. You're king. You're quite prestigious, so the AI is more likely to give you acceptance. When you marry people who are related to those of equal rank, you gain prestige, and if you marry up, you gain loads of prestige. Prestige is a stat quite like a U4 that we'll talk about in a moment. So as you can see, you've got the Princess of Hungary, Denmark, another Princess of Denmark, Princess of Aragon, so on, right?
The heir to the Kingdom of Aragon?
That's quite a useful one to marry. Where's that?
Urraca, Princess of Aragon.
Urraca. She is the heir to the Kingdom of Aragon. That's quite useful. If you look over to the east, Aragon is actually tiny right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is.
But still.
We can really marry her. Blimey, that's surprising. Normally, you'd have to do a matrilineal marriage.
Oh, okay.
If you were marrying someone that important. Okay, so what you're looking for in a wife is lust. No, I'm not kidding. Lust is useful. If you type into that search bar at the top, lust, you see there are now 4. At least I have 4. Yours might be slightly different.
Oh, okay. It's a trait. I was looking for it in the stats.
Flames. No, it's one of those things with flames. It gives them more intrigue, more fertility. The Christian church doesn't approve. Boo. And, you're slightly less pious. Lust is good. Youth is always good. You want to marry 16-year-olds wherever possible in life and in the game. And the other things that you want are good stats, because it's not just your stats that matters. Your wife's stat also matters. If you check out your stats, to the right of your stats, there's something called state diplomacy. So for you, for diplomacy, you have 13 diplomacy and 16 state diplomacy. Wow, your council is rubbish. We'll look at that next episode. So your wife adds half of her diplomacy to your state diplomacy. Personal diplomacy affects those who are in your court. Your state diplomacy affects everyone beyond your court. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to pick a wife with high stats. So personally, I tend to sort by a bunch of the different stats. So just sort by diplomacy, then sort by martial, then stewardship. And just check around for someone with really high stats.
Well, so I mean, there's this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, she's 34, but she's got a lot of 10s and 11s in there.
You don't want to marry a 34-year-old. Pretty much. Ever.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a mistake.
Right now, I found the courtier. So she's pretty lowly. So you'd lose prestige for marrying her. But she's erudite, patient, diligent, gregarious. She's a skilled tactician, which is a bit weird because she's a woman, so she's Christian, so she can't lead combat. But she's got 13 diplomacy, 14 martial, 8 stewardship. In order of most important with the stats, usually it's diplomacy, martial, intrigue, stewardship, learning. But you need to have at least a certain amount of stewardship to keep the thing ticking over.
Yeah, I mean, so I only have one choice that's below 32, so... I feel like I'm kind of forced.
That can't possibly be right.
Either the courtier or Forez is the only one that I can see that's below 32.
If you sort by age, twice, you should see loads.
Well, there's only
of
4 options.
Yeah.
With lust.
But I've got like 10 16-year-olds, 5 17-year-olds.
Is there like a filter that I've hit that I don't realize?
There's a scroll bar on this. On the right-hand side that you might have missed.
No, that doesn't matter because there's only 4.
Sorry, you still got lust typed into the search bar.
Okay,
delete that.
I see.
You're searching.
You're not looking at the
lusty gals.
Okay, yeah. So I thought that was a prerequisite. Just pick the lusty ones.
Helps, but it's not necessary.
Okay.
Another good trait to look out for is grey eminence. If you sort by martial. You should see Navarre, courtier in Dax. She's a grey eminence, brave, slothful, shy, wrathful lass. Grey eminence is good because it gives plus 10% fertility.
Okay, yeah.
So pick a wife, and then we'll call this episode good, and we'll return to our learning tomorrow.
Sure.
And tell you who you're getting going, so I don't nick her. Something you can do is sort by age and then just scroll through 16 up, try not to go as far as possible.
Yeah. I think I mean, I don't really know these things, but this Voilant, courtier of Pombino, seems good to me.
She is
pretty high stats overall.
Yeah. Right. Okay, you snap her up, and so to do that, right click.
Oh, okay, right click.
And now you can send it. You're communicating with the Lord Mayor Gentile of that place, who will result in a non-aggression pact with him because you're married, and you're going to lose 300 prestige, which isn't great, but it's okay.
Yeah, that seems like a lot, but I don't know. That's an EU4 thing to me.
Yeah, if you hover over yes, you'll see why he's saying yes. He's going to gain 300 prestige because of this marriage. That's how it works.
Oh, I was hovering over send.
Yeah, if you hover over yes, it shows you all those pluses.
Yeah.
Okay, so you marry her. I'm going to marry the Princess of Hungary, I think. And see if I can inherit Hungary, which would be quite entertaining. Okay, and we'll call it good there. Next time, we'll decide whether or not we're going to get some money from their family or what we're going to do. But until
Sure.
then, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. I hope we helped people working out in CK2, and we're going to go through everything, so it's going to take a while, but I think it'll help you if you want to get going in CK2. But anyway, until next time, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later.
Later.